All right, I'd like to say all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. It's your boy Ariah back with another lesson. You know how we do it. We go straight in. This is Revelations chapter 12, verse 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet. Who is this woman? This woman represents Israel. And what is the sun and the moon under her feet? That represents wisdom and knowledge. And upon her head a crown of 12 stars. Them 12 stars represent who? Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and pain to be delivered. And what child was she with? And who is this she? This she is Israel. What child was she with? That child happens to be Yahweh Shai, whom the world inly calls Jesus Christ. Alright. Verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon. And who is this great red dragon? This great red dragon is Esau, Idumea, Edom, the so-called white man, having 7 heads and 10 horns and 7 crowns upon his head, and that represents his power structure. Okay, his rulership, the system that he runs. All right, which is nothing but EU, NATO. All right. And his tail drew the third part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. Again, who is the third part of the stars of heaven? The Israelites. And he did cast us to the earth. All right. That's how we got taken out of power, man. Through who? Through Esau, man. The Lord's whipping stick. All right. The Lord uses Esau, the so-called white man, to whoop our ass, man, for being out of line. And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. And when did this happen? This happened back with Herod, all right, when he was trying to find out where Yahweh Shai was going to be born, so he could kill him. All right. So this happened when during the Herodians. All right. Once Jerusalem was servitude up under the Romans. All right. And again, like I said, that's Esau. That's his power structure. That's why still to this day they still use the same power structure, man. All right, just like they had Caesars, now you got presidents. All right, they still had their Senate. All right, because they had a Senate back in the Roman days. Same thing. Nothing changes with Esau, man. Verse 5. And she brought forth a man child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. That's right. That's what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do, man. That's what whom the word in the calls Jesus Christ is coming back to do, man. To rule all nations with a rod of iron. So why in these phony churches, in these harlot houses, they speak of another Jesus? Why? Because they stuck on stupid, man. All right. These Christians, these so-called religious people do not read the scriptures, man, and do not know what and who they are worshiping. It's that simple, man. And she brought forth a man child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. And her child was caught up unto God, into his throne. And when did that happen? Once the Romans crucified him. Crucified who? Whom the word inly calls Jesus Christ, which his name is Yahweh Shai. And the woman fled into the wilderness. So once Yahweh Shai was crucified, and then the woman had to flee into the wilderness, who was the woman? Israel. What wilderness did Israel flee into, running from Roman persecution? They fled into Africa. All right. And that's where they, after a certain amount of time, that's where they end up getting us from and bringing us over here to the Americas to serve captivity, man. All right. So for you, damn simpletons out here that's thinking you Africans, you're not Africans, man. You're Israelites that ran down into Africa, running from Roman persecution, man. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared to God. And what was that place? Africa. That they should feed her there 1,203 days, which is a period of time. And we was there for a period of time. We even established different nations there, man, and kingdoms there before we got taken down by them damn stinking ass Africans and them damn, well, so-called Africans. They really Hamites. Before we got taken down by the Hamites and the Ishmaelites and damn Esau wicked asses. Before they rounded us up to put us in captivity again through slave ships. Verse 7. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought in his angels. And that's what you're about to see in these last days. All right, they make movies about this scene. All right, you got your Independence Day. That's what Independence Day was about. It was about the so-called white man, Esau, the dragon, fighting against who? Fighting against Yahushua and the host of angels in the heavens. All right. Yahushua on what the word calls UFOs with the host of angels versus Esau and his military fighter jets. Verse 8. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. Exactly, and they're not going to prevail. They're going to get their asses blown to smithereens, man, in this war, in this upcoming war. When they put it in their minds that they could fight against the Most High and his son along with the host of angels. They're going to get their asses blasted right out of heaven, man. The scriptures tell you that it's just going to be nothing but dust particles, man. That's what you're going to see, dust particles. Verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent. Who was that dragon? Esau. And Esau is not only is Esau the great dragon, but he's also what? The old serpent, called the devil and Satan. So this is Esau, man. Esau is all these things, man. Idumea, Edom, the serpent, the dragon, the devil, Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. And how does he deceive the whole world? Through his media, through his politics. And he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. That's right. So not only is the elite going to go down and be cast to the earth and out of their heaven, because right now they in their heaven. This is the white man's heaven right here, man. Where he's on the last leg of his heaven. But guess what? Not only are the elite of the so-called white man going to be cast down to the earth, but also his angels, which are his people, going to be cast down to the earth too, man. So all you Edomites out here, get ready to be cast down to the earth, man. Get ready to go into slavery, into chains. Verse 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come salvation. That's right. And salvation is for who? Salvation is for Israel. And strength. And the kingdom of our God. That's right. The kingdom of our God. Possessive. And who's our God? Yahweh. And the power of his Christ. And who's Christ? Yahushua. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. And who's the accuser of our brethren? Who accuses us every day, every chance they get. All right, they wanna play like they the victims all the time and accuse us of being evil or being wicked. Who does that? Esau, man. Idumea. So this is the accuser of our brethren. He's going to be cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. which Esau still does to this day, man. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb. Who's going to overcome him by the blood of the Lamb? Who are we overcoming? We overcoming, and we're going to overcome Esau, man. And who's going to do the overcoming? The elect and the 1/3. And how and why? Because of the blood of the Lamb. Who was the Lamb? Yahushua, whom the word ultimately calls Jesus Christ. And who is the elect? That's 144,000 men from each tribe, which are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. 12,000 men from each tribe. And then you have the 1/3, 33.3% of our people, men, women, and children, that shall overcome by the word of their testimony. What word? The scriptures. This testimony, the truth, the 100% truth. And they love not their lives unto death. That's right. And we don't love our lives, man. We won't give two shits about this life right here, man. Because we know in the kingdom of heaven, that's where we're going to be able to live our lives. Really live. All right? This shit that we in right now, this is pure hell that we're living in, man. This is pure hell. The white man heaven is the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans hell, man. Simple as that, man. That's why we get gunned down in the streets. That's why you the first fired, last hired. All right? That's why we living in the slums and the barrios. All right? Verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And the scripture just told you who the devil is. It told you who Satan is, that great red dragon. That's Esau, man. All right? So-called white man. And he knows that he have a short time. So that's why he's finna be coming with great wrath. Towards who? Towards you Israelites. Towards us Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who he's bringing great wrath towards. Verse 13. And when the dragon saw that he was cast unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. Exactly. So persecution is coming for us, man. Who brought forth the man-child? Who's the man-child? The man-child is Yahushua. Who brought forth the man-child? The man-child was brought forth through who? Through Israel. Through Israel. From the tribe of Judah. So the dragon is coming to persecute who? The Israelites, Israel, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American. Verse 14. And the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she was nurtured for a time and half a time from the face of the serpent. And that's right, man. We in that time, man. All right? We've been given the wings that we may fly into the wilderness, man. We're in the wilderness. We're not in our homeland. All right? We're in a place of our captivity. We're in the wilderness right now, man. But guess what? We've been nourished while we've been in this wilderness. And that's why we're able to get this truth, man. All right? That's why we're able to get this truth right now, man. Because we was gonna be nourished in this wilderness. And we was gonna be nourished for a time and half a time, man. That's why we're able to get this truth. The Most High looked out for us and nourished us, man, from the face of the serpent. The Most High gave us liberty in this wilderness, so that we could come back to these laws, statutes, commandments, and to understand who we truly are over here in our land of captivity. Verse 15. And the serpent cast out his mouth waters as a flood after the woman. And what's this water? It's words. And what's this flood? Lying words. All right? That's what he cast out his mouth, man. Cast out lying words. After who? After the Israelites. Told us that we black. African Americans, Mexicans, Latinos, Native Americans, told us all these lies, man. But when indeed we are the biblical Israelites, man. And the serpent cast out his mouth waters as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. Yeah, he did all this lying so that you Israelites, so that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans could be carried away into the lie, man. And 2/3 of you damn simpletons are carried away into the lie, man. 2/3, 66.6 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you stuck in the lie, man. You love living in this damn fairy tale, man. You love hearing lies. That's why you stuck off in these damn different religion sects, man. Because you've been carried away with the flood, man. Verse 16. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth. That's right. The earth helped the woman. How's that? How did the earth help Israel? Because the earth kept all the artifacts that have been found. All right, all the different books that have been found, all the different historical events that have been uncovered that was once covered by dirt, where you could see, where you could read up and understand who the biblical Israelites are. Now it's no secret anymore, man. The earth helped us. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Exactly. So all these different artifacts that's being found, guess what? It's swallowing up those lies that the dragon, that Esau, the so-called white man, has promoted throughout his damn media. All right? Throughout his imagery. Now we're able to knock these lies down, man. Verse 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman. Yeah, the dragon is wroth with the woman. He is mad with Israel. But guess what? He ain't mad with all Israel, because 2/3, 66.6 of Israel, y'all playing for the dragon. Y'all on the dragon team. But the elect in the 1/3, that's who we really mad at. Why? Because we the ones that's swallowing up the flood, man. With this truth, man, that the earth happened to give us, man. So he mad at us. That's why he take down our videos. That's why he put us on damn fucking YouTube probation, man. What the fuck kind of shit is that? They got me twice with that shit. Verse 17, and the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God. See? Told you, that's who he mad with, man. Who keeping the commandments of God, man? The elect in the 1/3, man. That's who keeping the commandments. 2/3 ain't keeping the commandments of God. 2/3 don't even know who God is, man. And could care less. They stuck on sweet white boy Jesus, man. They don't know nothing about this truth, man. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahushua Christ. That's right, man. We got the testimony of Yahushua Christ, man. 100% truth over here, man. So who doing that, man? The elect in the 1/3, that's who doing that. 2/3, like I said, 66.6% of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are Israelites, but you want to stay thinking you a goddamn Negro, African American, Latino, Native American. You want to stay stuck on stupid. You want to stay in fairy tale land and thinking you finna achieve the American dream. Which America ain't nothing but Babylon the Great. So you stuck on sipping the Babylonian juice. Your ass is gonna be put to death, man. Cause your ass stuck on stupid and don't want to get right, man. You want to continue playing for the dragon. But the elect in the 1/3, the remnant of her seed, which keepeth the commandments of God and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Christ, which is a black man. We the ones that's gonna make this dragon, Esau, go all out trying to stop us, man. But you ain't gonna stop us, man. So come on with your bullshit, man. We know you coming, man. Come on and make war like you supposed to make war. But guess what? You ain't gonna succeed, man. Your ass is going down, man. Simple as that. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders at Great Millstone. Honor to all the brethren out here doing the work in the will of the Father in truth and sincerity. Shalom.